Okay. Hi, everybody. I'd like to welcome you to June 22nd Director Chat. And we've got an exciting lineup for you. And we were just talking to Brittany Sunday about her team. And Brittany, just tell us those stats one more time so everybody can hear them and it be on record, okay?
Sure. So I have a first gen named Michaela Wyatt. She hit executive director less than 7 months in the company. She's also on track she's going to be hitting month 3 of SED, but not only will she be hitting that, she will be hitting month 1 of NED in 8 months into the business. And then I also have another rock star. Her name is Corey Ellis. She's a first gen to me. And she is definitely going to be hitting senior director, but pushing for executive director. And she's only been in a little over 60 days in the business. So
that is just amazing, Brittany. It speaks to your leadership. It speaks to what is happening in our company. And you know what, Brittany, the best news about this is it's happening in all different pockets of the company. So it's not just one super leader, not taking anything away from what you're doing, but I want to encourage everybody that there are so many people succeeding right now in our company in big, huge ways that that you should all believe that you can. You should all believe that you can, seriously, because it's across the board in every group. It's just such an exciting time for our company. And there's challenges. Let's just put it right out there. Let's talk about the big white flipping elephant in the room, okay? It's you know, there's some challenges, but you know, it's the way we handle those challenges that make all the difference in the world. We still have hundreds and hundreds of products to offer. People are still buying, even though it's 7 to 8 week shipping. I mean, I talked to somebody yesterday and I said, I just want to let you know it's 7 to 8 weeks. And she says, oh, that's okay. She goes, everything's taken a long time. People are not even doing stores that always did their free with purchase. I went to Dillard's yesterday, couldn't get the free with purchase. They didn't have it. They had enough stock for 1 day instead of 2 weeks. So you guys, it's not just us, it's everybody. So let's be thankful for what we can do. Yeah, let me hold on 1 second. I will participate.
Can I share something really quick about that?
Yes, please do.
So yesterday early in the day, I had somebody reach out to me in Facebook. I still have yet to go back to search like.
Hey, Roxanne,
sure.
Roxanne, hold 1 second. I'm going to have you unmute yourself. I'm going to mute everybody. Okay, and then unmute yourself. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, you know, as soon as I seen that information come down about the additional products that were, you know, added to the stop sell, and they happen to be some of my favorites that I'm featuring in my parties, of course, I ran right to my Facebook page to my team and said, hey, you know, let's keep this positive, and did all that stuff. And then I had a guest reach out to me through my Facebook page and said, oh my gosh, do you have a large sheet pan in stock? I can't wait 7 to 8 weeks. And I said, I have some extra stuff here. I'll be honest, I don't know if I have it. Let me check. And I checked, and long story short, she wanted to come pick up that pan, and she's now talking about signing to be a consultant. So we can turn sometimes some of these things that we may see at first as negatives into a huge positive for everyone, like them and our team. So I just wanted to share that.
Absolutely. Thanks, Roxanne. I appreciate that. You know, because because this is such a huge blessing, all the sales and success on one side, because of everything that's going on in our world, there is some challenges with it. There is some challenges. Pampered Chef, when they were ordering product for us 4 to 6 months ago to supply our needs, they did not know that you'd all be selling at 3 to 4 times what you normally sell. And then of course they also didn't know that China would be shut down for 10 weeks for manufacturing. So guys, just try to stay as positive as you can, and just know that they are doing everything that they can. They are going above and beyond. We don't even know all the things that they're doing, but trust me, they are doing them. You know, I got on the line with a few of the executives last week and said, how about this? How about this? How about this? And of course, you know, I think I know something, but I don't. They had already thought of all that stuff. And I said, you guys, I'm very sorry. I'm taking up your very valuable time. I'm just going to trust that you are doing everything you can. And you guys need to know that they are. They are. So in saying that, let's, thanks Roxanne for sharing that and making lemonade out of lemons, right? Okay, we are going to have Charisse start us out. Charisse, if you could, there you are. I'm going to spotlight you. Charisse, I'd love for you to share a little bit about who you are and just your Pampered Chef story, and then go into telling us all how we can be you.
You don't want to be me.
Oh.
So I am a advanced director in Norwich, Connecticut. I am direct line under Frial Yan, who I actually hosted with Frial for about 10 years before I said, let's give it a try. And of course, I finally decided I was going to try and, that I needed something. I needed a job basically that let me make my own hours, because my sons were at that time were a 7th grader and a 9th grader, or 8th and 10th, somewhere in there. And I was missing all of their sports games. They were in lacrosse and soccer and basketball, and all their games at like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And I was still working a regular job until 5:30 or so. And I was like, I only have a few years left for these boys. And I didn't want to miss any of those games. So I decided I had to find something else. I'd been looking for a job, a different job, but of course nobody wanted to pay me what I wanted and work the hours that I wanted. So I happened to go to my neighbor's house, which is where I first met Frial, to a party. And then we went on vacation after that. It was in August. I came back and I started talking to my husband, and I said, what do you think? And he's like, give it a try, whatever, So I called up Frial and I said, so I'm thinking about this. What do you think? And she's like, well, it's about frickin' time. Literally, that's what she said to me. So anyways, that's kind of how I started my journey. I didn't know anything about virtual parties, of course, when I started about 5 years ago. And about 6 months in my business, I realized I kind of hadn't been booking like I should have been booking at my launch parties. And I got to find myself without anything going on in January. And I just started, I'm like, well, if I don't have any parties, I got to start learning. I got to figure out why that's not happening. What can I do to make myself better? That's why I kind of started into virtual parties. And it's been nonstop since then. I'm 90% virtual, or was 90% virtual before March. And I will probably stay that way. I'll do an occasional cooking show, but I've been mostly virtual, and I'm very happy with that. So
how many virtual shows do you average about in a month?
I book a minimum of 15 a month, so that I can submit at least 12 is my goal.
Okay. Awesome.
My average, sorry, I have allergies super bad right now, guys. I'm so sorry. So my average is, my virtual party average is 650.
Okay.
So I became an elite seller almost a year ago, I guess, about a year ago, because that became, one of my goals. I came back from conference, I don't know, 2 or 3 years ago, and I said, I need to be selling $4,000 a year. If I'm going to work, I want as much money as I could get. So that meant I had to have $4,000 a month. Then I started doing more than 4,000. I said, well, now I need to be doing 6,000 a month so I can become an elite seller. So that became my goal. And that all just naturally then became director.
Sure.
Just focusing on the sales, just became a director.
So what are you doing with your parties that you think are really making a difference to keep you at that nice party average? Because we all know there's some that don't do anything and some that soar, right? So
right, and it is, and everybody has said this. I mean, everything I've learned from other people. I don't have anything that's magically me. I constantly try to learn from other people. So I think my biggest thing is, of course, host coaching. That is always number one. And for me, and I think that's what Marie was kind of talking about last week, where she had a director last March. Friel our organization does a spring and fall launch. Well, of course, our spring launch became virtual. And Friel had asked me before this all started to talk about host coaching. And I was like, okay. I'm like, you have to know about me. If I don't write it down, if I can't check it off, I don't remember it. Okay. So that's what I was struggling with host coaching. And a couple of years ago, I said, I have to figure out a way to have a system, because you've got to have a system that works for you. I had tried binders. I had tried different folders, every system out there. I learned from somebody else, watch a video. It wasn't working for me until I kind of combined a couple things, and I'll just kind of mention those, what I did. First, I saw a video from Brian Parker about the 30-day file system. So there's a file folder basically. I'll just grab it. So I have a file folder that has all the dates 1 through 31. And whenever I have to touch something, on that date, it goes into that folder. So like Monday is my host coaching. That's my business day. So all of these folders that are in here are something to do with parties, okay, that are coming up. And this keeps it off my desk, so it's not like cluttering things. So I may actually have a folder for each party that has a huge checklist on it. And basically all I can say is, you can use mine as a starter, but just think of everything that you do for the party. And I literally have every step I do, okay? Because I would forget if I did that. Did I mail out that card to them? Did I mail them or did I message them? I couldn't remember, so I needed a checklist. So I pull it out of the folder. I do whatever it says. I put it back in a folder for the next time. So it keeps me moving forward and focused. I don't have a lot of clutter on my desk. And I reach out to people, the host, different ways. I mostly don't talk to them because virtual people don't want to talk. I try, but they just don't seem to want to talk. So I actually have a card that I send to them, a postcard. And I think, Tiffany, I got this from you. It's basically a Lisa Noto letter, but in a postcard format. And then I print these off 4 to a sheet. I take them over to Staples. They do it in cardstock. But basically, I mail this out as soon as I book the party. It says, I blocked off the time on my calendar to spend with you and your friends. The best way I can show my appreciation is to partner with you to ensure the very best result. Not only do I want to make sure your guests have fun time, but I want you to get so many free products that you'll need a second kitchen. I also wanted to let you know that your party will be qualifying me towards our next incentive trip to the Bahamas. How cool are you? I'm looking forward to our time together. I'll be in touch soon. And it just kind of, like I said, it's based on that Lisa Noto letter. That if nobody's looked at that or know what I'm talking about, go to Coffee Talk, and there's a whole thing on there. But I think I got these from Tiffany. Maybe you can speak up. I think that's where I got them from. Like I said, nothing I do is mine. I gathered it from other people. So, but I reach out to them. I mail them stuff. I message them, and I start messaging them. I'm able to book out, because when I book, that's, I guess, another thing I'm successful at is I book at my parties so that I can book out further. So I tell them they have 6 months to help their host book anytime. So I fill my calendar up usually a good month in advance. So I can start host coaching them 3 weeks in advance, mail their host packet. And then between messaging and mailing them, I mail them probably 3 different things, 2 or 3 different things besides the host packet. And I do send a host packet with at least 1 catalog to every host. during pandemic, like if there's somebody that says home, I actually ask them, do you need 1 or 2 catalogs? Would 1 be enough, or do you need 2? Occasionally they'll ask me for a third because they want to send 1 to their husband's work. They want to have 1 at their work, and that's fine. But I do send a host packet, an actual paper host packet. So I just thought of something else. The other thing that somebody mentioned that they, when I did my talk during our kickoff, I do actually, when they book with me, I immediately send them a Google form. It's my host information Google form. And that lets me get information about them and just set up their parties. So in the Google form, of course, I add their name, address, phone number, email again, even though they may have already placed an order and I have them in the system. But I wanted to just to make sure that that's the right address, because sometimes they ship their order somewhere else to work or something. And then I asked them, like, do they have any food allergies? Because I don't want to have things that have happen to have nuts in them or dairy products and they're allergic. So I want to make sure I know about their allergies. Or food specific if they're vegetarian, something like that. I want to make sure I have recipes set up for that. They have, I asked them how many people they cook for. I asked them, what kind of cooking they do, whether it's stovetop, oven, slow cooker, electric pressure cooker, things like that, grilling. Just little things to get to know them and to know their cooking style so that I can kind of modify the party a little bit. I do block parties. And I do those 5, like I said, I do 15 parties. I do 5 parties 3 times a week, 3 times a month, sorry, 3 weeks out of the month, because I keep 1 month is my prep week for other stuff. So I try to do 1 party with 5 hosts. So I know people have had, there's pros and cons to everything, and I've had success with them. And literally, I host coach the same way. The whole thing, making sure that the numbers in the party are there. All the normal kind of stuff I think that most people are doing. And I can have a party that has $73 in sales, and I can have $1,000 party in the same block party. They've all seen the same thing. So, but again, it's the host coaching. It's getting them to buy in, and I talk to them like they're having $1,000 party from the very beginning. I keep telling them, if you have $1,000 party, you get this much free. To do that, we're going to need to have 40 to 50 people in your group. Yes, of yours in the group. So they know why. I keep telling them, you've got 20 people, you get to 40. I'll give you I give them a gift. They get toaster tongs if they get 40 people in the group. Okay. I'm not giving a store away, but I will give them a group, a gift if they get to 40. And I keep track of it. I think Marta talked about it. I don't even know where my folder is right now. Right here. I have a folder, and this is my list. I write down every member in that group because I have to figure out which host they're with. So it takes me a little longer, but I know exactly who's in their group and who's commenting and things like that. I just thought of something I was going to say, I forgot. So, but it's just a matter of keeping up with them and making sure. And every time they get another level in rewards, there was, somebody on one of the groups created these images of your rewards. Congratulations, you hit $200 in guest sales, and it lists the rewards. So I have that, I think, up to like $2,000. So every time they get another level, I'm messaging them, wahoo, you did it. You're at this level, and when they get to 300 or 400, of course, I talk about, they earn the kick credit at that time. So I incorporate all those different things in, but I'm in constant contact with them to let them know. And I don't do group, just so you know, I do block parties. I don't do group host coaching. each host gets their own message. You know, I don't want, I'm not a big person about group messaging, so I'm not comfortable with that. Plus, I want, you know, I know that there's, again, pros and cons to everything that people, if they have the group messaging, some people are like, oh, well, it incentivizes them. If one host is doing good, the other one's works harder to do that. I also think it makes them think they're not that good and they don't do anything else. They stop. So I just keep it individual personal host coaching. So I don't know. I hope that helps. I don't know if anybody has questions.
Does anybody have any? Okay. Do you?
Okay,
host coach
wait.
all-
Oh, Charisse, wait. And how do you say your name? Could you, Charisse?
Charisse.
Oh, bingo. Okay.
You were saying-
I love you from afar. I had actually requested your presence on this call because one of my directors just did you had changed her life. She invested about $115. It was something. I tried to catch her this morning, just a reminder. She might be on the call or not. I'm not sure. Her name is Becky Rattay. And but you had, I'm wondering if you could share just a little bit about your, and I know you said the Brian Parker thing. I have all that information. I kept really good notes of the other call that you actually did in that spring kickoff. But could you just share with everybody how you use that? You probably can't show it, but you could.
Yeah, it's kind of down here.
Yeah.
It's basically just a 31 file folders. You know, each hanging file folder is 31. And I use that just to, you know, keep things off my desk pretty much. But I use it as a reminder. So instead of writing stuff in my calendar to do this on that day, I have a folder for each party. You guys can't see, but there's a date next to each of these steps that tells me when I have to do them. So because these folders are all pre-made, they have everything in here. I'll just show you, like thank you card, Christmas card, and the other letter that I send them. Everything's in this folder, even by customer care tracker. All right, if I can get my family to help me, they help me set them up. But otherwise, I do them while I'm watching TV with my husband at night. But this has got everything in it. So I can just, whatever day I have to do the next step, it goes in the folder on that date.
Charisse, this is exactly the stuff why we asked you, because it's your organizational system. Can you hold that up just a little bit higher so you have your whole folder? This document, right, Patty, is already on pcteamtraining.com. This little checklist.
If she shared it, like I put it in, and it's actually under that spring kickoff. So I don't think it's on the front page, but I could move some of that, or I could put a little note there that says, here's where you go get it. But I believe it's all there. Yeah.
Okay, so hold it back up.
And I think there's
hold
pictures.
it back up. All right. So right there is her check-off list right on the cover of her folder. Then open it up so you have in there to begin with.
It's a pocket folder, so nothing falls out.
Right.
So.
And then you have your thank you note, your Christmas card.
Yep.
Go
Anything
ahead.
I'm going to mail them or use my customer care tracker, the little postcard that I send when I book the party. I send a letter. So when I send the host packet, I send the opportunity brochure. But when it comes time, I sent 2 weeks before, I send a little letter, just kind of like, you know, your party's coming up, make sure you get outside orders. When I'm going to set up their party group, things like that. And at the very bottom, well, there's two things. One, it talks about the host kit credit on this page. And that's when I include a flyer, the flyer from the PDF from Paper Chef that has the host kit credit, and it has the information about the kits on it again. Because I think sometimes it gets lost in the host packet. So I put it here, and then on the back of this is also about, I talked to them about doing a video for their group. And I have the video tips that Paper Chef had given us, I don't know when, it was a PDF that I had. because I do ask them to go live. That is another thing. If you can get your host to go live, they'll have a success. If they have 40 people in their party, they go live, it's going to be a successful party. And by successful, I mean at least 650. And I challenge them to go live. And if they do go live, I give them a gift. They get a season's best. So, you know, or a citrus peeler, something like that. So,
Charisse,
yeah.
do you ask each host to go live every day? That's something we just learned recently, that engages with every guest for mega parties, or the block parties. It engages it engages all your guests because you're friends with them. So that way it makes sure everybody is on there and sees everything every day. Are you doing that at all?
I don't have them do it every day. I have them they post every day. They do something every day. That's
what I'm asking. Do you have them post in the party once a day?
Yes, each of them does. They get something different. Each of them gets something different to post. So like in my pre-party, so on my first pre-party day, it's just some kind of fun engagement, you know, type thing. What color is your coffee? You know, just simple answer stuff, you know, just regular engagement stuff. And then on the day before the party starts, it's actually Sunday right now. It's called Selfie Sunday. I asked them to take a selfie with their favorite product. But if they're not comfortable with that, or they didn't want to get showered that day, to just post a picture of their favorite product and that, you know, tell why it's your favorite and ask everybody what their favorite is.
And so is each host doing that each day? So, I mean, they're posting like host A, B, C, D, E. They're all posting once on Sunday, once on Monday, once on Tuesday. Awesome. Okay.
Yeah, they post I asked them to post or do something at a party every day. Monday, this is the start of the party. That's their live day. That's, you know, that's that when I asked them to go live. Tuesday, let me see. Tuesday is just Tuesday and Wednesday are mostly engagement stuff. I just give them fun stuff, you know, to put in there. So that, because when they get the fun stuff, their friends see them post the fun stuff, and they all engage on everybody's posts. Like,
nice.
I really, most of my guests, it doesn't matter if that's their host or not, they're commenting. And those, of course, pull them into the party. And then Thursday's their booking day, their challenge day. So they don't really have anything to post in the party. I do have them tag 5 friends that would want to post, because I do a Thursday morning, I do a deal or no deal booking post, and I tell them to tag 5 friends in that post, and then also message 5 friends. So, but that's mostly what they're doing. But I ask them to post. That's why I do this individual host coaching, because I give them something different each day. So
awesome. Well, thank you so very much. If you wouldn't mind, would you take a picture or send the files to us so that we can put you in your own little link with this video on PCTeamTraining.com, so everybody can find out what you're talking about. I used a 1 through 31, January through December, 1 through 31 tickler file for forever. For some reason I stopped using it, but it really, really is smart. And I'm also someone that needs to see things. So I do have dates. And I had the 1 through 31, that was January through December. So like, you know, like when the turkey trot stuff comes around, or those seasonal things, those are in those monthly folders. Right. So I don't forget about them. And for those of you that are more all digital, you can create this as a digital file on your computer. So it's what it does is it's organizing all the details for when you need it. And I'm sure you're taking, like for that customer care, that's brilliant, having the sheet right in there and taking that and moving it 2 months out. I mean, right now we're not doing 2 days and 2 weeks, are we? We're doing 2 days, 2 months, and now 4 months, right?
Yeah.
Because
I keep the folder, because there's 2 week, 2 month down here as part of my checkoff. So these folders will stay in here through that 2-month period.
Right.
And then I pull the customer care out and it goes into a binder by month. And then I get rid of the folder. So
Yeah.
eventually the paper goes
Charisse,
away.
there was a question in the chat. What days? It looked like Sunday was your pre-party day. What are the days of your shows that you run?
Currently, I'm doing pre-party Saturday, Sunday, and then party Monday through Friday, and then we wrap up over the weekend. In the fall, I'm changing things up because I want my weekends more free because it'll be just my husband and I. No kids. So I'm going to be doing pre-party Friday, Saturday, party Sunday through Thursday, no, Sunday through Wednesday, wrap up Thursday, Friday. So I'm going to always do, I usually do 2 pre-parties, 2 post-parties, and then I'm shortening it to a 4-day
Well,
party.
thank you for sharing with us. People, if you look in the chat, if there's any questions that we didn't ask, if you want to respond in the chat while Nancy Jo goes to the next speaker, and we can always circle back. That would
And
be
if
great.
I'm missing something, which I might be missing something, Charisse, if you can just message me with the information, that would be like great, because I'll get the rest of that stuff up there. So am I giving her own tab? Is that what I'm doing?
Well, you know how we have the videos and then anything that goes along with
Yeah.
it?
Oh, so I'll put her on the front page.
Yeah,